Good morning. Welcome to Quilts and Coffee. I'm going to show you a little bit about the 95Q today, and because there's a couple of really good features on this machine. And if you are into the embroidery, the Epic 2 also has these features. So this is really something that you might be interested in watching. Okay, the first thing I did is set it up so that it's ready to sew. But I also wanted you to see the laser light. And it's just a matter of pushing a button. And if you look, you can see the red light right along there. Now this is really good when you're doing bindings. And I've got my binding pinned together so that you can kind of see what it's like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that laser so that it goes right in the corner of those, and I'm going to angle it so that it goes to the other corner. Okay? And I'm not quite as familiar with this machine. So we're going to just and you just keep angling it so that it goes down to that corner right there, and you can see that I'm on target for it. And it just goes right like that. And you've got the scissors cutter. So there you see, and it just puts it together really super great. Okay, now we're going to trim this away, and I should be doing it with a ruler and a rotary cutter, but I really like using this ruler to trim my corners like that, because you can just lay it on there and trim the 1/4 inch, and it really works well. Okay, then we're going to take it over to the ironing board, and this way. We are going to press this open, and this is a little bit backwards for me, so bear with me. All right, and just press that open. Now we are going to use the magic binding clip, or the 3rd hand binding clip. Okay, and when this is going through the binding clip, you sometimes have trouble with the seams. So what I like to do is I like to take a glue stick and just put it underneath there, and this will help hold that down when you go through the binding clip. Okay, and I also like to clip the one corner, or the one end, so that it's on a diagonal. Okay, then what you're going to do, you're going to take your binding clip, and you can see how it's got the U-shaped in there. And if you take the one end, let's see, I got to make sure I'm going in the right way. You take your pointed end and you slide it in there, like that. Okay. This does work really slick. And if you take a pin, you got it started in there, just take the pin and slide it through, and then pull it. And then you can start pressing it. You put this on the end of your ironing board, and it's got an adjustable base there. So if your ironing board is a little bit thinner or anything else, then you can do that. Okay, now I just put it in there, and I put my iron on the end, and then I usually just get it far enough that I can keep pulling it and pressing at the same time. And then when I come to the seam, I do go a little bit slower to get it to go through there, just because it's a little bit thicker, it's a little harder to go through there. But you can see it went through there, and there's your binding. And I'm not going to press the whole thing, but you can see there's one side. Turn it to the other side. See how perfect that is? You don't have to sit there and fold it, press, fold it, press. It goes much faster. And we have it in the 2.5 inch, and if you prefer the 2 1/4, we have one for that too. Okay, now I'm also going to show you on the machine the 1/4 inch piecing and the integrated dual feed. Okay, now I don't have an actual quilt that I'm binding right now, so I'm just using some scraps that I've got. But you are going to lay your binding right along the edge of your quilt bat sandwich like that, okay? Now I don't need the laser light on, so I'm going to turn that off. But then I need to go and find my 1/4 inch piecing. And you just touch the buttons to get it. Okay, now I want the dual feed foot or the integrated feed foot. So you're going to pull this lever down and it will hook right into the foot. I don't know if it really hooks into the foot, but anyway, it makes it go. And what you're going to do then is you're going to put the end of the fabric, the end of the quilt bat sandwich and the end of the foot, you're just going to lay that there and you're going to stitch. If you're going to use the integrated walking foot on the 95Q, you need a foot that looks like this. You can see how it's got the little divot in there where the lever goes into. So you need this foot on there in order to do the integrated walking foot. And I've got it set on the 1/4 inch. And so we're going to put that so that you're right along the edge of your quilt sandwich. And I'm a little bit off there, but just put it on the edge there. And you can see it's just feeding and you've got a perfect 1/4 inch along there. And then I use the cutter again. And then you can just turn it and fold it over and you can either top stitch it or you can hand stitch it.